Hello and welcome to the Beyond Boundaries podcast. My name is Justin Douglas. So pumped to have you with me today for this episode of Beyond Boundaries. If you want to learn more about me or find the show notes for this episode, you can go to pastorjustindouglas.com. You can interact there with feedback, comments, and questions, or you can reach out via Instagram. I'm at Pastor Justin Douglas. Also, please consider subscribing, rating, reviewing, and sharing. Kazi Mannan is the owner of Sakina's Halal Grill in downtown DC, literally just a few blocks from the White House. I met with Kazi at his restaurant a few weeks ago, and it was an amazing time. It was actually really interesting. Kazi had scheduled our time to meet, and then something had come up. And when I got there, I found out that the governor of Punjab, Mohammed Sawar, would be coming with many other important officials. And Punjab is the largest province in Pakistan. Just for reference, you could tell this was a really big deal, especially because the governor was coming to honor Kazi. Like when they pulled up, it was the black Suburbans and all that stuff. It was a big deal. Anyway, with all that said, the interview wasn't as in-depth as maybe I would have liked it to be or what I was planning it to be. It actually was really great to be there, though, and great to see that. We certainly get into Kazi's story and background and what he's doing that is amazing, and you're going to get all that. But ultimately, it wasn't one of my long-form, hour-long, 2-hour-long podcasts. At the end, you'll also hear from Anas Sawar, who was there to honor Kazi as well. He's actually the son of the governor, and he's a Scottish Labour Party politician working to stop Islamophobia, and he shares a little bit about that. It was a great experience, and I really think, even though it's short, you're going to be challenged by Kazi's amazing story. So here it is, my conversation with Kazi Mannan. Kazi, nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. I've heard a lot about your story kind of here. It's pretty amazing.
Well, are we on?
You're good. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming and taking your time to highlight the importance of the work I do, and I do appreciate everyone who taking a part to highlight, especially the work I do.
Tell us a little bit about the work you do. What's unique about your restaurant? You own a restaurant. What's unique about it?
Yes, my name is Kazi Mannan. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you a little bit of my personal story, how I started, when I came to the U.S.
Yeah, and you're from Pakistan, right?
I am really from Pakistan.
Yeah.
I came here back in '96 with $3 in pocket.
$3.
$3.
Oh my gosh.
And had a big dream and hope because, I was, be honest to you, I was a dirt poor.
Yeah.
I was so extreme poverty that I grew up, and I wanted to get out, find a better opportunity. And God just miraculously, helped me to get a visa to U.S. And I came here, and I didn't know anything about U.S. I didn't know much about the language. I just wanted to come and work, make money, and I was lucky one. Many of my immigrant fellows who comes here with the same dream, and I'm one of the lucky one who get here. I'm grateful to the opportunity. I'm grateful to this country, and the people who live here are beautiful people who had supported me in many ways. I do appreciate that. So when I landed here, I see, I thought in Pakistan we have this poverty, hunger problem.
Yeah.
But I saw a different problem that I saw. It pains me a lot when I used to see a homeless person looking food through trash can. And I thought, God, it takes me to my old memories. And I say, God, if ever I have own a restaurant, it would be an idea I will open up the restaurant for these people. And I work, it's a long journey, a long story, but short that I worked through, and was able to open a restaurant back in 2013 when I decided, because I already had promised to God that I will open up my restaurant to the homeless community. So first thing I did, I went to the park, which is a block away, and there's this kind of homeless sanctuary. A lot of homeless people hang out there, and I asked them to actually come to eat at my restaurant. And they thought I'm just joking. There's no thing that someone in the restaurant will ask you to come and enjoy a meal and sit and chat and use restroom. They were not really thinking that it's true, but I kind of begged them to come here and see yourself. Yeah. So they get here and they saw that what I offer with my pure heart, with my pure intention, to see them as human being. Because once you fall, people who had experience through this, once you become a homeless, nobody really wanted to talk to you. Nobody wanted to care for you because they think, you did a horrible thing. You are not even a human being anymore. You're not worthy of it. But I want to prove the whole world because they're still human being. They are like us, someone who maybe was a mistake. Maybe someone who's gone through a mental health issue. Someone has gone through drug addiction. Someone has gone through alcoholism. But now, as a society, our job is to look at them as like I want respect, I want love, I want someone else to be kind to me. But can I return back that favor to someone who really fall to the ground?
Yeah.
So this, God has, chose me to lead this opportunity, and
That's
I'm
amazing.
So grateful.
You've given away, someone estimated that you've given away 80,000 meals.
Yes, since we started our target.
That's crazy. 80,000 meals.
The same question someone asked me, how you can afford it.
Yeah, how can you afford that? Go for it.
And I say, if you do it with pure intention, God will take care of it.
Wow.
Because you believing that giving will multiply your blessing.
Yeah, so you've mentioned God a bunch. Can you explain a little bit about your faith or a little bit about how your beliefs influence what you're doing and your philosophy?
By faith I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
And in Islamic faith, the charity and kindness is the main thing that Islam came to teach us how you have to be kind. So one time, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sitting with his companion, and his companion were so thrilled to ask him a question, how they can get closer to God.
Yeah.
And they thought he's going to tell them to do more meditation, more prayer, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he paused and then he say, go feed the poor.
Ooh, yeah.
Go feed the poor. Go take care of the orphans. Go take care of the widows. You wanted to get closer to God? That is the supreme worship to God, loving His creation. So I strongly believe in that philosophy. Loving His creation is way for me to climb that ladder, get closer to God.
Yeah.
And I really, my aim is to please Him through His creation. And that's how we can make a beautiful society. Sure. Can you imagine if we believe in this philosophy, giving and caring for others, how the whole country will look like?
Totally different.
It will be totally different.
Yeah.
People have to think, this philosophy works. It really worked for me. Today, you and me sitting here, the reason is because this philosophy becomes so popular in the whole world, where you see all walk of life just coming here. Just in a few minutes, we will receive a governor of Punjab who saw my video, Prime Minister of Malaysia, just Senator Cory Booker who tweeted. You name it. You hear from Oprah to from Steve Harvey show, and everyone they invited me to the show, and all the philosophy works. But just we have fear of loving others. We people put fears in my mind too. Yeah. If you will open a restaurant, homeless will take over. There will be. You will not have more paying guests because nobody will want to come in. I wanted to prove them in 5 years. Look at my restaurant. Become a symbol of love. Yeah. Symbol of kindness around the globe. And if we can inspire, if my story inspire you, people who are listening me, please take a 30 days of a meditation. And the 30 days meditation is the 30 days, one act of kindness a day. I'm asking you one act of kindness a day. So you have to start write it down every day. What kind of kindness you did? You write a diary because then you're thrilled to do it next day. Because if you do it, you forget. But if you write it down in your diary, you will have amazing experience. After 30 days, you will become a guru of kindness, and you will recruit another person. And they will become a chain. I'm speaking to many universities and these days, to schools, teaching kids to become kind so we can become great again.
That's awesome. Do you think, I've heard a little bit about your story, do you think your mom had a lot to do with influencing you toward kindness and toward looking out for other people?
Yes, definitely. When you have a background where, the faith was main thing through, very dark time of my life. And she will always goes to the field and bring some vegetables, and she will cook and she will give away. I didn't understand back then.
She gave away food too?
She will always give food away.
Yeah.
And I have 9 siblings, so like we didn't have enough food. Why you are giving away? And when I used to ask her, she say, God will multiply your blessing.
Wow.
And I didn't understand the blessings and all that because I was a young kid. Now I understand her philosophy. Now I understand why she did it. And today I honor her with her name. Sakina is her name. I tribute to all the mothers around the globe who are listening. On Mother's Day, we change our restaurant name from Mayur Kebab House to Sakina Grill.
Nice.
Because we want to honor a lady who inspired me, who taught me so well, that today, if the mothers take a little bit of time and start teaching and be example in front of their children, you will see you will have so many more Kazi in the world.
So the restaurant's named after your mom then?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's very cool. It's interesting that you reference your faith in the way you do, because I'm a Christian, but like Jesus even references how we can see God when we can see Him when we look at those who are homeless. And so like there's a way of connecting to God even when we care for people who are hungry or people who are thirsty. And then the book of James even says pure religion is when we care for the widows and the orphans. And it's like when you care for the least of these, the people who are on the margins, like there's beauty there. There's something connecting there with like at the core of who you are, right? Like, and I saw you have relationships with these people. They don't come in a different part of the restaurant, get their meal and leave. Like they're walking right in the front door. You were saying hi to them, their names, they're coming in, they're getting food. And it's just amazing.
Yes. I think all the religion, they do teach and preach to become kind and become a giver, because this is one of the attribute name of God, where I have this up there, 99 name. And He's the giver. And when you become a giver, it's God, because we His creation, because we obeying His command, we become obedient. We surrender ourselves to the Almighty God in His will. And I'm so happy that I'm able to obey His command and love His creation with my pure heart. I'm Sufi myself, and in Sufism, this is the basic thing. You have to start loving His creation, because there are 3 parts of your soul. In Arabic we call nafs ammara, nafs lawwama, and nafs mutmainna. What is the nafs is your desire, and how you control your desire is your thinking. And because if you don't control your desire, your nafs, your desire becomes so strong that you suppresses your spirit. And when your suppresses your spirit, it becomes weaker. and we become evil. We become, people like you see every day that they don't really care about anybody
Just worried
else.
about themselves.
With
That's
themselves.
all, yeah.
But when we bring this philosophy, we become more pure. We become peaceful. Because
Yeah.
I am peaceful, then I'm thinking about peace.
Yeah.
So we have to bring peace in our own soul first.
For sure.
So let's start. Your audience who are listening, I love you very much. You're listening me, and I know is amazing person who is taking time to interview me. And my message to you is just take a little bit of time every day. Do one act of kindness.
Yes.
And after 30 days, send that emails to me because my upcoming book, we will publish your...
Oh, you got a book coming out?
Yes, and
That's
we will
great.
publish all those diaries.
That's
I wish
amazing.
I have 1 million diaries before our book come out.
What's your email so people can email you?
Sakina Halal Grill at gmail.com. SAKINAHALALGRILL
Great.
at gmail.com.
And what's the address here in case people want to come get a meal here and visit, see what you're doing?
Yes, it's 1108 K Street Northwest, Washington, D.C., zip code 20005.
Okay, great. And is there a website they can go to check to
Yes,
find out more about you or to find out more about the brew?
They can follow me at Facebook.
Okay.
Kazi, Kazi, Mannan. So we post a lot of stuff about the homeless, about my outreach, about my vision. And please follow me on Kazi Mannan page, also Instagram, Twitter. So we do a little bit of work. Please keep your spirit up. I love you very much. Stay blessed and start taking action.
Great. Thank you so much, Kazi.
Yeah, thank you, Wes. I appreciate it.
So my name's Anas Sarwar. I'm a member of Parliament in Scotland, and I chair the cross-party group on tackling Islamophobia. It's a campaign to challenge everyday racism and Islamophobia. And I saw Kazi's video on Facebook, and it just inspired me to see someone like Kazi from Kazi's background, 2 blocks from the White House, helping to support the local community. And I wanted to come to DC as part of my other visits and recognise him for what he's done. He's a pride for the Muslim community, he's a pride for the Pakistani heritage community, and he's fundamentally a pride for the US, and that's why I wanted to come and congratulate him on the great work he's doing.
That's great. What are some of the things you guys are doing to combat Islamophobia? I mean, that's something in the States we're working on, obviously, as well.
It's a huge challenge because what you have is you've got rising Islamophobia across the world. You've got prejudice and hate on the rise. You've got politicians who want to divide us into an us versus them society. And the way we've got to do it is we've got to, as people, come together. So we've got a crisis of political leadership in 2 countries, the UK and the US. It's now more than ever. We need the people to come together and challenge prejudice and hate and make the word unity fashionable again.
Yeah.
Part of that is standing shoulder to shoulder with each other. Part of that is what we teach in our schools. Part of that is having adequate levels of policing. Part of it is challenging the media when they get it wrong and they get it imbalanced. But more importantly than all, we've got to share stories. We've got to build allies. We've got to share stories, and we've got to show there's more that unites us than divides us.
Yeah, I think the story of kindness that is Kazi's story is pretty phenomenal for humanity in general, but certainly with his background.
We've all got different colours, we've all got different faiths, we've got different backgrounds, but inside we're all the same. We all bleed the same colour. So what he's doing here is amazing, so we're here to support that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Another episode is in the books. I really want to encourage you to go eat at Sakina's Halal Grill next time you're in DC, or if you're from the DC area. I got to tell you a quick story just to wrap up this podcast. So what actually happened was Kazi shut down the restaurant from 2:30 to 4:30. And by shut down, I mean he literally wrote on a piece of paper and stuck it to the door that we're closed from 2:30 to 4:30, because obviously there's all these really important people there. And so it was a big deal, not only just for him. He's going to be receiving, accolades from people who are in high positions of power. And so he does that, but the door's not locked. Anybody can kind of walk in and walk out, and people are walking in and walking out, coming in and coming out, whether it's security kind of walking in and walking out or other people. But there's a moment where a noticeably homeless person walks in. You can just tell they're a homeless individual, and they come in, and you can tell they kind of do a double take. Like, it's normally not this busy at this time, and there's a lot of people in suits in here. And I even felt out of place because I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans. I wasn't expecting a lot of people in suits either. And so this homeless person kind of walks up and sees Kazi, and Kazi knows him. And so Kazi goes up and shakes the man's hand and like starts talking to him, and then goes back to the kitchen. And there was no real food ready for what he was getting. And so like, they had food out for the guests, or food was coming out for the guests, but it was more like snack food, not like a dinner. And so, Kazi, goes back to the kitchen, which, you know, in the middle of like being honored, in the middle of like everyone kind of, wanting to have conversations with him, wanting to talk to him, goes back and, gets the kitchen started on a meal for him, and then makes sure that he gets it. And you just saw that, like, this is the real deal. This isn't like some like PR, we're going to be the restaurant that gives everything, you know, gives things away, that kind of helps us get more business because that's our like thing or whatever. Like, you could really tell that he stopped in the middle of all of these individuals desiring his attention. And also, he stopped in the middle of being honored himself, like, to show this man dignity, and to get this man a meal, and to shake his hand. He knows his name. He knows his story. You could tell they actually know each other. So, I was touched by that, and I wanted to share that story. So thank you for joining me today on the Beyond Boundaries podcast. Hopefully you can check out the restaurant sometime, Sakina's Halal Grill. It was great to have you with me today on the Beyond Boundaries podcast. If you want to learn more about me or find the show notes for this episode, you can go to pastorjustindouglas.com. You can interact there with feedback, comments, and questions, or you can reach out via Instagram. I'm at Pastor Justin Douglas. Please consider subscribing, rating, reviewing, and sharing. It really does make a difference. May you go and live a life that is beyond boundaries, giving others love, exploring new ideas, and championing belonging.